document a little bit of landscape here while I'm on this long, boring drive through the absolute middle of nowhere. So what we're kind of looking at here is the frozen prairie up here in northeastern New Mexico. It's kind of an interesting area. This particular area I'm going through, what I would call it to be is kind of a volcanic prairie. So the landscape is highly volcanic. All those little, knobs and knolls and stuff that you're seeing are actually what amounts to volcanic cinder cones. And the rock and so forth that you'll see will probably come through a little creek bed here or something. A lot of it's volcanic rock, so it's basically a slag field, I guess, from intense volcanic activity in the past. We're south of Sierra Grande, which is a pretty good sized, I think over 8,000 foot volcanic cone, and we're southeast of Capulon Volcano, which is pretty famous, actually, a tourist attraction. It's a volcano, and there's a dormant volcano, and there's a road up to the top. So it's just a interesting slice of life. The remoteness out here is something else. I'm going, I don't know, 35 miles or more on this road. Haven't seen a car, probably won't see a car. I don't want to hex myself, but you break down out here, you're going to be out here a while. So anyway, we'll just hope for the best. The road's a little rough, but to be honest with you, I don't really know what induced the construction of a two-lane paved road out through here. I mean, it's obviously, I'm using it. It's a good shortcut to where I'm going, and it's a great convenience, no doubt, to the literally 3 or 4 probably occupied ranch residences on the whole 35-mile stretch. But anyway, it's kind of ironic or odd that you are sitting here like looking at a two-lane yellow center line out in this type of complete emptiness. This is probably this little corner of New Mexico up here in the northeast as you get up towards the Colorado line is arguably one of the most I don't know if I'd say remote. Yeah, it's remote, but just on sheer population density, there's very few places in the lower 48 that have less population whatsoever. So this is kind of fun. We're coming up to a cattle herd, and this illustrates the principle of open range. So in these areas, the roads are not fenced. The secondary roads often aren't fenced, and the landowner has absolutely no obligation to fence their land, unlike in the east. They're completely within their rights. The road runs through the ranch. Oh, we got a donkey here. Isn't that great? What are the odds? So the landowner is completely within their rights to run the cattle just as you're seeing it, and it's completely your obligation to, be responsible and stay awake and not hit cows, So they're not as bad as elk or deer. Sometimes a calf will dash out, but they're pretty. You stay away from your car pretty well. But if you're ever in a cattle traffic jam like that, don't beep the horn, because the horn is what they beep when they're feeding the cattle. So if you beep the horn at the cattle, they're gonna mill around your vehicle to the point often of rubbing up against your vehicle, or to where people feel like they actually can't get through without bumping one. So don't beep your horn at those cattle if you happen to be traversing these areas. So anyway, just I could keep this camera going for a long time on the frozen prairie, but I imagine you get the idea.